This is a ready mushroom.
Yeah, these
Would-
you can eat these.
And what is it called?
These are pink oysters.
Pink oysters.
Yeah, pink oyster mushrooms. Oysters because of the shape, pink because of the color. And this particular mushroom is actually one that we got from a forest in Karnataka in Shivamoga.
What's inside this?
So we'll go start from real basics,
Okay.
right?
It's
What-
not. It's a vegetarian thing. I know.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So
uske
one step after Shark Tank,
Okay.
right? So what exactly is a mushroom?
Hmm.
A mushroom is a fruiting body, right? Like a tree has a fruit. There is an organism which is producing this mushroom to do the same purpose that a fruit is made for, which is propagation,
Hmm.
right? So the sole purpose of a mushroom is to spread spores and to continue the life cycle of the organism or the fungus. So what is this fungus? It's what is called as mycelium.
Hmm.
And that's what you see growing in this petri plate. I can just pass it to you,
Okay.
right? So all this thread-like stuff, this white fluffy, what do you say, growth that you're seeing on this dish is essentially what the body of the mushroom is.
Okay.
And we have to sort of unlearn some concepts about individuals and plants before we enter this territory, because the body of a mushroom is a network. It's not a thing.
I just feel he's in his own now. He's talking
Yeah,
about
I am,
mushrooms.
I
Like,
am,
oh yeah,
yeah, man.
let's go, bro.
Yeah.
Tell me.
So there is no concept of individual. It's a network organism. It's
Okay.
just a bunch of different threads which are slowly exploring and eating while they're exploring.
Okay.
So what do they do in nature? They are decomposers,
Hmm.
right? Plants are producers. They take carbon dioxide and light, sunlight, and they make sugars. And what do mushrooms or fungi do? Fungi break down all of this stuff and put it back inside the soil or in air. Basically, they're helping recycle nutrients.
Hmm. Hmm.
And how do they do that? They do this by secreting different enzymes to break down matter. We have our digestive enzymes inside us. We put the food inside our body, it breaks down. What these folks do is they grow and they break it down while they grow on top of it. So they're breaking stuff down outside their body and then absorbing the nutrition. And when the conditions are right, they put out mushrooms, right? So
Which is basically moisture.
moisture being one of the main things.
Okay.
So going back to your question now, what's inside this? So inside this, you can see there's a lot of white. The white is a mycelium. And all this yellow golden stuff is straw.
Straw.
Yeah,
Okay.
ragi straw specifically, right? So they're eating all of that. All this white stuff you see inside. This is basically the mycelium on food, on its food. And over a period of 2 to 3 weeks. So once we introduce this, we introduce a piece of this inside clean straw.
So this is the environment you've created for it to grow.
Yeah, essentially it's the tree growing inside. It's like a sapling, right? And now it's giving us mushrooms.
We just have to water it.
Yeah, spray water, create humidity. Again, watering it, right? Some people feel like I had to open this and pour water inside. It's not a plant. It needs atmospheric humidity, which essentially means you spray water on this and that evaporates to create a microclimate for this. You're not watering anything, you're creating humidity.
And so after 2 weeks, this is what we get.
Yeah, after 2 weeks, this is what we get. This grew in 3 days.
Why?
It takes 2 weeks to start growing.
Oh, okay.
And once it starts growing, it matures and becomes this full size in 3 days.
Now this is full grown.
This is fully grown.
How much is this? Because when I'm buying this.
Yeah,
How
this
much
will be close to 100 grams.
Which is if I have to cook it.
Yeah,
it's two people.
Yeah, it's enough for 2 people.
One
for a
dish.
meal. Yeah, like your the yield again depends on the mushroom that you're growing, how much care you provide. So usually the harvest can be anything between 100 to 200 grams.
It's once it's done, this whole thing is done, or it'll
No,
grow
it
again.
grows again.
How much time? How many times?
Yeah. So again, coming back to why does it stop growing? Because it runs out of food. Right? So till the time there's nutrition inside the straw, it'll keep growing. And that can be 5 times for a pink oyster. This is not a substitute to, what do you say, buying mushrooms from somewhere.
Can I buy mushrooms from you?
No, we don't sell fresh mushrooms.
Okay. And what's the shelf life of this?
This will last around 2 to 3 days.
And how much this is for?
This is for 700.
And that's the product that you're selling
Right.
for the experience. That's the same box that you were showing on Shark.
Exactly. It's the same box.
Okay.
And through this, when you see the outer packaging, you know there's a QR code. Once you scan this, it takes you through our website. And there are multiple blogs, videos. We even have an active Discord community. So in case you have any issues while you grow this, all of these things are sort of covered in the box. It's not just a product. It's a way to enter our community, essentially.
That's a GTM.
Huh?
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this the most cleanest form of mushroom there is?
In a way, yeah. Most mushrooms...
Cleanest in the sense, okay, devoid of pesticides, devoid of, I don't know, what do you say, bro?
Chemicals?
Yeah, adulterated. Is this the most unadulterated way of growing mushrooms?
Absolutely. You can do the whole process from scratch if you want to. So we have all...
But how do I know what's inside this? I mean, how do you grow this? Hydroponics. I was studying hydroponics.
Right.
The minerals and everything I put from
In the
outside,
water.
externally, right? And if I put wrong things, the output will have those kind of things, right?
Correct.
So I have to trust you to say that everything inside this is cool.
Right.
This was, I know you said one of the stupid questions of Shark Tank,
No,
but yeah, bro,
very
this
valid
is,
question. Very valid question. So this entire thing happens in a sterile environment, right? So this whole process is done in a clean room under HEPA filtered air, so that there is no other spore or no other bacteria that comes in contact with this product. And all of the cultures that we use, all the mycelium that we use, we grow them all in house. So the entire process is with us. Starting from this till the final mushroom, the entire thing is what we control. So there's no way that you'll have a wrong grow kit with you. What can happen is possibly it can have mold, like any other food product, any product, it can have some other fungus growing on it, which you'll be easily able to identify. And that'll be inside the plastic.
Okay. And you sell different forms of mushroom in this thing?
Right, we sell different growing kits.
How many types?
We have 5 right now.
And they have different benefits.
They're different mushrooms, they taste different.
Okay.
So we don't advertise the grow kits. They have different health benefits for sure, just because they're different mushrooms. But we sell them as different experiences, right? So they taste different, they grow differently, the texture is different, the experience of growing them is different. So they're all 5 different growing kits that we have.
Okay.
6 actually, yeah.
Now tell me, the other thing that you sell is tinctures.
Right.
Which is extract of?
Extract of 4 other different mushrooms. So the question now is, why tinctures? Why can't I just grow this and eat the mushroom?
That's one. And second is this the extract of something inside mushroom, or is it extract of mushroom? In the sense...
Right.
Yeah.
Good question actually.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. So it's a crude extract of the entire mushroom in some sense, right?
So there's no difference between me eating this technically or taking that extract.
There is a difference.
It's like I'm extracting vitamin B from something and having it as a supplement. Is your tincture a supplement?
Our tincture is a supplement, yes. And the difference is that eating the mushroom is not, the bioavailability is not high. Bioavailability is essentially how much of that you can absorb, right? You can have a food product which has, 500 milligrams of vitamin B, and you can have 500 milligrams of vitamin B itself. That would be way better because your body is getting it in a form that it can easily digest and absorb. The tinctures essentially are way more bioavailable compared to the actual mushroom. And the second thing is also that, mushrooms contain different kinds of compounds, many different compounds. Some are water soluble and some are alcohol soluble.
Okay.
Right? So different solubility. Our tinctures contain both.
Okay.
When you cook mushrooms or you make a soup out of it, you're mostly getting the water soluble compounds. You don't get the alcohol soluble ones. So certain mushrooms which are really popular, for example, lion's mane. Lion's mane is very popular these days because it can improve your mental clarity, improves focus, productivity on cognitive tasks. Those compounds which give you these benefits are all alcohol soluble. They come under this class of compounds called terpenes, and terpenes can only be extracted using ethanol. So if you buy the mushroom and you eat it daily, you will not get those benefits.
If it is alcohol soluble, does that mean I'm consuming alcohol? No. Right?
So one other unique benefit of our tincture is that it's alcohol free. So we evaporate all the alcohol inside it, ethanol inside it before we bottle it, and we add vegetable glycerine, which essentially allows the water soluble and alcohol soluble parts to come together. So you get both those compounds in your extract.
See, I'll be honest. It's very difficult to understand what's genuine and what's not genuine these days.
Right.
When I say genuine, even Horlicks was sold by saying it'll grow immunity or your
Right.
height or boost energy, right? There is so much happening with Ayurvedic products where there is one side echo chamber, second side echo chamber. I don't know, because everything, even my toothpaste is considered in a way that, okay, it's something beneficial for me. Now there is you coming in and saying mushroom focus, mushroom, there is, so many benefits you told
Right.
me. So how does one person understand all of this, man?
Again, very good question. So let's look at the Horlicks example, right?
Hmm.
What could we have done as customers to know that?
Read the label.
Yeah, that is the main thing, right? Understand what the product is. Do your research. If the product is 80% sugar or 50% sugar, then definitely it's not as good for you as it's advertised, right? So one thing is having the awareness or the information to make a informed decision and not trusting any marketing or anything blindly. But people don't have the patience for that. So that's why through our events, through our educational programs, one of the things that we do is we give people the information. We don't sell them anything. We don't sell them anything. We give people the information to make the right decision regarding the product. And if we are doing the right things about the product, then they will automatically come through the brand.
Okay. So I eat mushrooms for a certain reason.
Right.
I take this for its just medicinal benefit. That's all.
I wouldn't say medicinal benefits. So it's
Supplement.
It's like biohacking. You don't drink coffee because it gives you medicinal benefits. It's doing something for you which is enhancing your experience of life, right? You have some
I can
goals.
live without coffee. That's the thing.
Yeah, you can live without coffee. But if you want to do something, if you want to work out, or if you want to focus at a task, if you want to stay awake at night, it helps you, right? So if you have a goal in mind and you're doing something towards it, these nutraceuticals or these supplements help you get to your goal easier. So that's how I explain this. This removes the friction between you and your goal, essentially.
Okay, what's the goal to buy this?
Okay, so let's start with the most popular one, right?
Reishi.
Lion's mane.
Okay.
Right? That's because it's in a category which has no other competition.
Okay.
And it's basically improving your cognitive function, which is improving your focus, your reaction time, your ability to, stay focused, essentially. How much is your attention span? All of these things can change if you consume this extract. And you can see the benefits in 2 to 3 weeks.
Which is a matter of research, you're saying, which has already been done.
It is
on lion's mane mushroom.
Yes.
But my question, if I consume it, will I notice the difference?
So
is it something like, for example, Chyawanprash, जिससे immunity better होती है? Now there might be studies or I don't know.
Right.
But the point is, do I notice it while I had it for years as a kid? I don't know. So is it in the similar category?
Again, very good question. So it depends on the benefit, right? You don't feel your immunity boosting. You can possibly feel that you didn't fall sick as often as you did earlier. That is if you have a reference of how often you're falling sick before that, right?
Yeah.
So it depends on the mushroom that you're having and the benefit that you're seeking. See, if it is something that has an effect on your mood, on stress, on sleep, on focus, on your physical performance, things that you can actually feel, or you can see it in action in day-to-day life, you can see the difference. Right? But there are also people who drink coffee and fall asleep. That doesn't mean that coffee doesn't keep you awake.
No, I know people who have it every day because they think it makes them sleep. I don't know.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there are all kinds of people out there. And finally, when it comes to nutraceuticals and even medication.
What is a nutraceutical? It for me also, it was like a couple of years back I discovered this term. But when you're watching this episode with my parents, I mean, it's a very new term for a lot of people. What is nutraceutical?
So nutraceutical, if split the word, it's like nutrition and pharmaceutical. Essentially, it's food which has other benefits apart from giving you your nutrition.
Okay.
Right? So anything that can have some impact on your health apart from giving you your nutrients is a nutraceutical, technically.
It's not a medicine.
It's not a medicine. But it can be also.
It can be.
See, in pharma, what happens is they don't have, like you said, is it a thing inside a mushroom or is it the mushroom, the whole mushroom? That single compound, when it becomes purified, extracted, and it becomes a novel molecule, that's when it becomes a pharmaceutical. This is a full spectrum. Everything inside that mushroom is now there in this product.
So if I have this, I don't need to have the mushroom.
If you have this, you don't need to have the mushroom.